We had a contest a while back.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, we had a big contest. And that's where we introduced our brand new Spaceman shirt. I don't want to say that it's a bestseller because it's new. It's fresh. So I'm going to give it some room to breathe. But
could it be our Rookie of the Year, possibly?
Yes, it's definitely a candidate.
Maybe our Rookie of the Week would be more apt.
Definitely Rookie of the Month for sure. But I want to give it some time to grow. You know, like you don't want to put somebody in the lineup and put them right in the 4-hole and say, "Hey, giddy up." Like you got to give them some space. You know, maybe you bet them 7th, you bet them 8th. You know, let them hang out there for a little bit, get their sea legs under them, and then you throw them out.
I think that's really important that you say that, and especially when you say give them space. And I don't know if you do that intentionally, but just think about like spacing. Like it's hot. It's like you the first time you think about space, it's exciting. You know, we talked about it last week, but then this week, you know, I mean, it's still there, right? And it hasn't changed, hasn't done anything for me. So maybe next week people aren't interested in space. Maybe space.
I forget about space.
Yeah, it's like how long have they been talking about going to Mars and they haven't done it? It's like, you know what? Like bored of that. Like, who cares? Like, what's going to happen that's going to change my life when you get to Mars?
Jalen Porter won our contest, and that was really exciting to see that, you know, his perseverance in that contest really paid off.
Just think about how many people he had to beat.
Oh yeah,
the odds. Like if he had bought a lottery ticket the same day, like I would have said, oh, likely that he hits that before he wins this competition.
One person in the history of the universe.
One of one. JP, yeah. One of one.
Yeah. So congratulations to you, Jalen.
You did the quality inspection and everything.
Exactly right. So I opened it.
Did you put it on?
I thought about it.
Okay. Well, wow. So he has a shirt that you thought about wearing.
I thought about wearing it. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I didn't want him to think that's a little weird. So what I did instead was I packaged it up, and I thought to myself, if I had just won this prize, I would want it to be pretty special, and I would want to commemorate that moment in a special way. So the first thing that came to my mind, I thought, well, I need to send him an autographed picture, like to make it special. He can frame that. He can place that upon his wall in his place of residence, and he can look at it every day. I took a picture of my face.
No.
And then I signed it. However, I only have a black and white printer, which is, if I received a black and white photo that I was going to frame and put on my wall, I'd be a little upset.
It's not 1905.
Walgreens will print anything you want for you. You can send it to them. You can email it to them over the internet.
Shout out to Walgreens.
Yeah, whatever you want. Just
not a sponsor yet, but my goodness.
They had it in 24 hours. Boom.
You gotta be kidding me.
I am dead serious. You can select the type of paper you want. You can do glossy or matte finish. And I selected matte finish because it's easier to sign. You don't want to smudge. You know, you don't want a smudge signature.
You don't want a smeared signage. You know, like when you get IKEA furniture, it comes with an instruction manual of like, oh, like what am I supposed to do with all this stuff? Yeah. And I think that's a great way to remind someone that when they receive this, like what they're supposed to do with it. Like you're supposed to wear it.
You put it on your body. You have to slap it on
yourself, right? And I think that one, it's just exciting. You're excited, but then it kind of brings you back to, oh yeah, this. Okay.
Well, it helps too because like seeing the picture of me wearing it the way it's supposed to be worn, it eliminates a lot of confusion because some people might get it and be like, oh, are these like, do I put these on as pants? And then you could have a problem, you know, that could cause issues. If you
that could be a PR disaster.
I'm wearing my shirt. I pull up to Walgreens. I go through the door and they have the photo booth all the way in the back corner. As soon as I walk in the door, I hear the employee back behind the counter and she goes, oh, I know what you're here for. And I'm like,
wait, time out. So you just blow up. Like, how big is this photo?
Well, it's an 8.5 by 11, you know.
Nice. Of you. And you show up to pick it up.
Yeah, just my face and like the top half of my torso. So you can see the shirt, you can see my face. I'm really excited in the picture.
You're gonna have to throw it on the screen at some point.
And she's got this big smile on her face. I'm like, yeah, I guess it is kind of funny. And she hands me the picture, and I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. And she says, I have to ask. And I'm thinking, uh-oh. And she goes, what is this for? And, pretty normal question. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, this is funny. And I answer her, and my answer to me made a lot of sense. It was like, I answered, we're good to go. She's going to get it. And all I said was, oh, it's for my cousin.
Who doesn't send their cousin on photos of their excited selves?
So I turned to leave, and out of the corner of my eye, I just see like this confused look on her face, like, what? What in the world? That doesn't make sense.
You need to only print those photos at that Walgreens for all time.